YouTube. I just wanted to share a quick video with you, and it's about an article entitled "What is the Purpose of the Home?" that I got from PassionateHomemaking.com. Her name is Lindsay, and she has her blog, and then she also has some videos here on YouTube. So I will link her blog, her videos, and the direct link to this article in the description box. But this article was actually written back in April of 2010, and I read it back when she first wrote it, and it really blessed me and encouraged me, and so I printed it out and I keep it in my home planning binder when I need a reminder. So I just thought I would go through some of the points she makes in this article real quick. So she opens up and she says, "What is the significance of the home? What kind of place did God design it to be like? In this day and age, people invest thousands upon thousands of dollars in a home. And for what? Is it simply to provide temporary comfort or to look good before our family and friends? Could there be more significance to the way God intends for us to live within our homes? Without vision and purpose to our homemaking, we can lose sight of the eternal significance of this role." So she did a word study in the scripture on the words house, home, and hospitality, and basically wrote about her findings. So the first thing that she found that came up the most in her study was the home as a place of rest. And in the article, she lists all the scripture references, which you can find, through the link that I'll give you. But she said, my home first and foremost should be a place of rest from labor and refreshment for my husband and children. It's intended to be a place of joy and a place to make happy with your spouse. And then she proposes the question, can my family find rest in my home, or is there constant tension or turmoil? Is there too much clutter that the body cannot rest? Do I welcome my hubby home with a shout and joyful excitement? Is he eager and look forward to coming home? So, the home as a place of rest. The Lord definitely intends for us to have rest. That's why He instituted, the Sabbath, and it's just a picture of the home as that place of rest, that oasis, that Garden of Eden that we can carve out for our family. We live in such a fast-paced, always on the go, always in a rush, type of world today in society, and we're always busy. But I think it's really important, especially I see this, for homeschooling families. You would think that you'd be home a lot, but I see homeschooling families get so involved in like co-ops and field trips and going here and going there and outside classes and doing all these things that you're never really home. And it's really important just to take a step back and you kind of, balance out our time and the pace within our home, because it should be, a very restful place, a very calming place. So that was a challenge to me to think of it in that light. Secondly, the home as a place to cultivate learning, and she quotes Deuteronomy 6, verses 6 through 9. And you must commit yourself wholeheartedly to these commands that I'm giving you today. Repeat them again and again to your children. Talk about them when you're at home, when you're on the road, when you're going to bed, and when you get up. Write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. She asks, is truth being taught and cultivated daily in my home? Am I seeking to train and teach my children in everything we do? What kind of lessons can I teach while we clean together, prepare meals, and cultivate the home? In my other video, the top 5 things I want to teach my children, I talk about cultivating a love of learning. And your home, you want your home, your house to be conducive to that, if that's your goal. It's really hard to cultivate learning when your house is like in shambles and mess and you don't know where anything is, and there's no clear table space to sit down and read, or for the kids to color and draw and do school type things. So keep that in mind, as one of the purposes of the home is to cultivate learning and keep your home conducive to that goal and to that purpose. I know someone who doesn't like books because they take up a lot of space and they create clutter, which I find tragic because I can't imagine not having books in your home. You want to have educational resources within your kids' reach, where they can access them. So to have an organized, book space in your home, or an organized space of this is our reading spot, or this is our, color table, to set up your household in a way that's conducive to learning for your kids, and bearing in mind what stage and age that they're at. The third thing she writes about is the home as a holy place. It should be guarded from all things that might taint the holy dwelling. It's designed to be a place of protection for sinful temptation, a place where nothing abominable might dwell. Deuteronomy 7:26. Are there any destructive influences coming into my home through books, technology, or television? It is really important, as parents and keepers of our homes, to guard, the sanctity of our home, and it's really hard to do that in this day and age, but it is possible. You want to, obviously we're careful of who we let in our home and who we invite in, but we also need to, guard what we let in, through content and books and media and all of those things, which I know you guys know about. I think it's also important to know it's not just who and what you let in, but you could be doing good things. Your kids could be, watching VeggieTales and doing productive things, or watching good things, listening to good things. But you also have to think about the amount of time that you spend doing those things. The home is a holy place. It's also, a productive place. So that's something to think about. And then the fourth thing she writes about is the home as a place where thankfulness dwells. And let's see. Does an atmosphere of thankfulness pervade my home? How can I be more purposeful in cultivating a spirit of joy and gratitude in my home? Is the conversation around the dinner table one that encourages and blesses others, that acknowledges God's work in our lives? So that's a really good point. Is home a place where thankfulness dwells? You'd have to kind of be creative in how you intentionally and purposefully make that happen in your household. I think I like what she said about conversation around the dinner table. I know maybe you can make like a family tradition of every night when you sit down for dinner, say something that you're thankful for. But home is a place where thankfulness dwells. I think that also has to do with like contentment, where you are, the home that you're in, and making, showing your kids how to make the most of what you're given. We all can't afford to be stay-at-home moms and, have amazing, Better Home and Garden type homes. And so if we demonstrate to our kids, being thankful with the home that we are giving and making it a place that's comfortable and a place that we want to be, I think that's a testament, and I think that's showing thankfulness in your home. Then she writes about the home is a place to welcome strangers, refugees, homeless, and hungry. She talks about hospitality. How often do I eagerly run, like Abraham, to welcome others into my home? How often do I extend generous hospitality to someone new, lonely, or homeless? And number 6 is a place to minister to church missionaries and evangelists. So that goes along the lines of creating a home environment that is conducive to hospitality and having others over, and it just encouraging and loving on others in our homes. And then lastly, the point that I really like is the home as a place that reflects our eternal home. Lastly, our home should always be viewed as a temporary dwelling, an image or reflection of our eternal home. It should not be a place where we store much treasure in. That we may offer the way we offer hospitality should image the glorious celebration that will take place at the end of the age. When people come into my home, they should sense the presence of the Lord. They should sense joy and celebration that comes from living for Him. It should be a taste of heaven. Wow, the potential you have for the use of your home is incredible. Are you willing to join me in adopting the glorious purpose for cultivating the home? If our view of our homes is short-sighted, then there's no motivation to accomplish the menial tasks of maintaining it. If we don't cultivate a high and holy design for our homes, it's easy to slip into thoughts of frustration, comparison, and purposelessness. If we view our homes as a place of hospitality to welcome our families and the hurting around us, there is so much more strength and motivation to keep it clean, organized, and prepared. I've heard that Edith Schaefer, the wife of late Francis Schaeffer, led more students to the Lord through her cinnamon rolls than her husband did through his philosophical discussions. What will be said of you? Has your vision of your home grown today? So anyway, I just thought that was really encouraging and wanted to share that with you guys, and I will link this article, her blog, and her videos in the description bar. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Bye.